Welcome back, guys. This is Gaming with Alston, and today we are on episode 24 of the Explorer series. What we're gonna do is, before I do more role playing in the city, let's see what's new in the Mindplex server. I found a trophy. We're gonna do a bit of trophy hunting within the Mindplex server. Trophies up there. Nope, not in there. The goal is to try to get a free crate. That trophy has already been found. "20 more trophies to go." I'm kind of not done yet with this. The problem, my biggest problem with trying to go to a really low body fat percentage is you're potentially putting your life at risk. How are you potentially putting your life at risk if you go that low with body fat? See, the biggest problem with going that low is you're at an increased risk of vitamin deficiency. The good thing about being... each physique has their pros and cons. Pros and cons of being skinny. 1. Less air resistance when you run. But the problem with being skinny is you're at an increased risk of getting sick. It's not just the big people that are at risk of heart disease. People on both, there are people out there who are underweight. Like, when it goes to body fat percentage, to determine if someone's underweight. For a man, having a body fat percentage of below 8% will have you classified as underweight, even if your BMI is in the morbidly obese category. Even if your BMI puts you in the morbidly obese category. Each physique has their pros and cons. The fatty physique has a pretty good advantage in times of hardship. Another pro of being kind of fat is that you're less likely to suffer vitamin malabsorption, because some of the vitamins you need are lipophilic. Some vitamins you need are lipophilic. The unhealthy part of fat loss is that you're adding... Those whose body fat goes too low like that are actually at a greater risk of vitamin deficiency. The amount of vitamin A you produce is tightly regulated. To make sure you don't suffer from hypervitaminosis A. Let's see if there's a trophy somewhere amongst the logo. why I tend to go against following a low sodium diet? My biggest problem with a low sodium diet is hyponatremia. I want to know why it's a horrible idea to use soy sauce for colon cleanse. It can drain the water right out of you. Causing all your cells to become flaccid. Even though sugar can make you fat, you kind of need sugar. It doesn't matter if it really doesn't matter if sugar can make you fat or not. Regardless of if sugar, even if sugar makes you fat, you kind of need it. Because if your fat reserves start to run dry, you're going to be at a greater risk of suffering vitamin A deficiency. Not just that, you're also going to suffer from vitamin D deficiency. Ten more trophies to go. Sometimes weight gain is a sign that you're healthy. Why I'm against a low sodium diet? You can actually get really sick if you tried following a low sodium diet. If your body's not able to store fat, you're kind of screwed. And if fat loss causes you to go blind, you'd be better off being For some people, fat loss is not healthy at all, because they need more vitamin A than the rest of the general population. One of the risk factors of vitamin A deficiency is having a low fat percentage. The lower your fat levels are, the greater your risk of developing vitamin A deficiency. Which means sometimes it's not healthy to maintain weight loss. Sometimes you have to gain it back. Especially if you start to show signs of vitamin A deficiency. Especially if you show signs of vitamin A deficiency. And or vitamin D deficiency. Because they are both lipophilic vitamins. Meaning they are fat soluble but not water soluble. If your fat percentage is below 8% for a male, or 11% if you're a female, you are considered underweight. Even if your BMI classifies you as morbidly obese. I'm not trying to offend you. But if you get too low with body fat, you're going to be at a greater risk of vitamin A deficiency, as well as vitamin D deficiency. Already collected that trophy. The reason why you should never maintain a low sodium diet in the long term is because of something called hyponatremia. which is one reason you should never go for the practice of intermittent fasting. It's only good on paper, but in the long run, if you practice it, in the long run, you're going to be at a greater risk of vitamin A deficiency as well as vitamin D deficiency because you're not going to have enough body fat to absorb those vitamins that you need. Vitamin D builds strong bones. One of the potential consequences of fat loss is vitamin A and vitamin D deficiency. Those are the potential consequences of fat loss. Which explains why your body's trying to keep you from losing weight. The leading cause of heart failure in Andreas Munza was vitamin A and vitamin D deficiency. Brought on by malabsorption from having an unhealthily low level of body fat. Even though he was super shredded, he didn't look very healthy. Because he didn't have a lot of body fat. He probably took it too far. To the point he actually died from multiple organ failure brought on by having having a low body fat percentage. This is to show you that I get that people want to lose weight, but some people should not maintain weight loss if they were to try. Because one of the potential consequences of maintaining weight loss in the long term is vitamin deficiencies. Obese people, in the sense of having a lot of body fat, don't have that problem of vitamin malabsorption. In fact, they can absorb vitamin A and vitamin D pretty well, compared to those of a normal fat percentage. This is why you need a certain level of body fat. I get that some people don't like overweight people. Four more trophies to find. The consequence of going too low with your body fat, remember what happened to Andreas Munza. You're okay to build up your body, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but you gotta be careful if you're gonna do that. Because if you get too low with your body fat, you're kind of playing Russian roulette with your body. Going to like 6% body fat, that's basically Russian roulette. You're playing Russian roulette with your body at that fat percentage. The lower you go, the greater your risk of dying. In that sense. I get that people want to... I get that there are people out there who want to become bodybuilders, but some people are just taking it too far. Like Andreas Munza. Going that low with your body fat is also unnatural. Going that low is unhealthy. Even worse than drinking the diet soda. Because, you know, all those health problems that Munzer had would have been prevented if he gotten a bit more, if he fattened up a bit, literally, like with more body fat. If he would have fattened up a bit too, if he would have fattened up a bit, he would still be alive if he fattened up a bit. He'd still be alive if he fattened up a bit. Just a little bit. What's wrong with going that low with your body fat? My problem with going that low is it's very unhealthy. It's very unhealthy. If you're a woman, it's even worse. If you're a woman. Which is why women are more likely to gain back the weight they lost compared to men, who lost the same amount of weight. That is because in a woman, fat loss is not very healthy for a woman. To explain why fat loss is not healthy for a woman. Think of the amount of fat they need compared to men in their bodies. How the hell did he get up there? How the hell did he get up there? I wonder if he... Try again. trying. Hey. My biggest problem with fat loss is fat loss can potentially cost you your life. My biggest problem with fat loss is it puts you at a greater risk of vitamin deficiencies. Because there are certain vitamins you need that are only fat soluble. The real reason why your body has to store some of the sugars you consume as fat The problem with the potential consequences of fat loss can include, but not limited to, vitamin A deficiency, which can cause you to go blind. Let's focus. Every part of the Oreo, yes, including the cream filling, is actually vegan. I know some of you won't believe me. Anyways, this should be it for this video. Don't forget to leave a like if you liked this video. Dislike if you disliked it. Subscribe for more. Don't forget to share this with your friends on social media. As always, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more, and peace out.